Hello everyone, Namaste. On this auspicious day of Guru Purnima, it gives me immense pleasure to announce the launch of Zen Guru's online podcast series. Guru Purnima, a day dedicated to honoring our teachers and mentors, seemed like the perfect occasion to kickstart this journey of knowledge, sharing, and holistic growth. My name is Bhavita Singh. I am Master of Ceremonies, coach, and podcaster. Throughout my career, I've had the privilege of meeting and engaging with some of the most influential thought leaders, mentors, and corporate giants. The insights and wisdoms they've shared with me have been invaluable, and it is my endeavor to bring these rich experiences to you through these podcast series. In our ever evolving professional and personal lives, achieving holistic life success is a goal we all strive for. However, the path to this success is multifaceted and often challenging. It encompasses not just our career achievements, but also our personal well-being, relationships, and inner peace. Through Zen Guru's online podcast series, I aim to explore these dimensions by engaging in deep, meaningful conversations with experts from various fields. Our guests will include thought leaders from diverse industries, seasoned mentors, accomplished coaches, and visionary corporate leaders. Each episode will delve into different aspects of life and success, from professional growth strategies and leadership skills to mental wellness and personal development. Together, we will uncover the secrets to balanced and fulfilling life, drawing on the vast experiences and knowledge of our distinguished guests. Today, we are honored to start this series with a very special guest. Yes, we have amongst us Dr. Sanjeevv Khanna. Dr. Khanna is a renowned corporate leader, author, coach, and mentor. He is the first certified IKIGAI coach in India and the founder of Academy of Self-Maximization. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Khanna has made the significant contributions in the field of strategic advisory, team building, process refinement, and operational efficiency. He currently holds the esteemed position of Chief Operating Officer and Vice President at Patanjali Foods. Dr. Khanna's journey is nothing short of inspiring, from refining processes and designing cost-effective solutions to mentoring future leaders. His career is a testament to his dedication and expertise. But perhaps most importantly, Dr. Khanna has a deep understanding of the human element in business and life. Yes, he successfully recognizes the gaps that people face, particularly the gap in finding and living their true purpose. His work is about helping individuals and organizations bridge this gap in a truly commendable way. In today's session, we will delve into Dr. Khanna's extensive experience and insights. We will explore his journey, the challenges he has overcome, and the lessons he's learned. Dr. Khanna will share his thoughts on holistic success, the importance of purpose, and how to achieve a balanced life, whether you are a budding entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or someone seeking personal growth. There is something for everyone in this discussion. Our conversation will cover a range of topics, including the significance of Ikigai, the art of mentoring, and the importance of strategic thinking in today's fast-paced world. We'll also discuss the role of mindfulness, self-awareness in personal and professional success, and how to cultivate these qualities in our daily lives. As we embark on this journey, I invite you to join us with an open mind and curious heart. Each episode of Zen Guru's online podcast series is designed to provide you with practical insights, inspiring stories, and actionable advice that you can apply to your own life. Our goal is to create a community of learners and achievers who support and inspire each other towards holistic success. To stay updated with our latest episodes and engage with our community, follow us on social media platforms. Your feedback and suggestions are always welcome, as they'll help us improve and tailor our content to better serve your needs. In conclusion, I would like to thank you all for being part of this journey. Launching Zen Guru's online podcast series on Guru Purnima is not just a coincidence, it's a reflection of a commitment to learning, growth, and the pursuit of excellence. Together, let us honor our mentors, embrace new knowledge, and strive for a life of purpose and fulfillment. Hello, sir. I'm so delighted to have you here. Thank you so much for taking out time for this conversation. So, how are you doing?
Great. My pleasure, entirely my pleasure, Bhavita. Thank you very much.
So, sir, can you share a bit about your early life and what inspired you to pursue a career in strategic advisory and operational solutions?
I would start from the school time. That's
Okay.
the earliest memory that I have. And I was a Punjabi guy in UP, Eastern UP. So basically, there are a couple of there is a given environment out there in the Eastern UP, and if someone is from outside, they are looked upon as a foreigner,
Oh,
and somewhere at that age and stage of my life when I would have been maybe 10, 12-year old. So obviously I was more chocolatey, no beard, no mustache. So people used to look at me as a foreigner. And somewhere, I think why I'm mentioning it is that had its impact on my whole upbringing and my persona today. So
wow.
what happened that they used to ridicule me that, he's girlish, he's cute,
Okay.
beautiful. So I was treated more like a female, and incidentally, I have two elder sisters at home. So
Okay.
even at home, the environment was more women dominating.
Okay.
Father used to be traveling. So what happened that I was a little timid, introvert, and very reserved. During that time, one event happened which changed me absolutely, altogether. There was a kabaddi match. At that point of time, kabaddi was the only sport, kushti, kabaddi, race. These were the games. So I participated in an event in a kabaddi, and I was pushed into it actually because I was never keen to get any sort of exposure. But somehow it happened that everyone from my side was out, and I was forced to be the only one to go to the other side as well as to hold someone who is coming from the other side. So at that point of time, what happened that something happened in my mind. I don't know exactly what it was. That whoever came from that side, they were probably much bigger in size, much stronger. But then I somehow got some energy, and I pushed them down, pinned them down on the floor, and they were just not able to get up. And then I moved to their side. I went, touched someone, came back to my side. No one could hold me. I dragged those people with me. Then I thought I was told by my mother, grandmother about the story of Hanuman, that there was a hidden strength. He was not able to remember that, and Ram. Bhagwan Ram reminded him of his strengths, and that's how he could even cross the whole sea. Somewhere I don't know, I connected with that probably I can do whatever I want. अभी recently I was watching a movie on Nawazuddin Siddiqui when he said कि कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि साला अपन ही भगवान है. So it was like that, that I realized that I have a lot of strength and I'm not using it. And that transformed, that one day, that one event transformed me absolutely as a different person. And I started inventing myself and reinventing till date. So that process is continuing. So that's the earliest memory. And thereafter, of course, the college and university, then my career of 35, 36 years, which we will discuss.
So that gave you courage to transform yourself. I mean, it
True,
completely changed your beliefs about yourself, right?
true, true.
Because earlier your beliefs were that okay, he's timid, he's shy, he's introvert. But once you went into the field, you realized that you have a hidden strength inside you.
Absolutely.
That's a very very beautiful lesson that we all can learn from your story. Thank you so much for sharing that, sir. And I would also like to ask you about your career. You went to strategic advisory and operational solutions. How did that happen?
Okay, so I started my career about 36 years back now.
Okay.
Okay, and when I did my management, it was with a specialization in HR and industrial relations. But I never knew that, once you get into the corporate world, no one looks at your degrees. It's more of your aptitude and your performance. So once I got into the corporate world, fortunately, I got my break with the Honda Cars Limited. They were setting up their business in India, and I joined them as a management trainee. I started off my career there, and I was consumed in a function called, at that point of time, it used to be called commercial function. Commercial was like whatever is not very clearly defined under sales, marketing, or finance and accounts. That used to be dumped in commercial. It's like inventory management, insurance management, warehousing, transportation, which later on, of course, emerged in India as logistics function, then supply chain, and today we call it value chain also. So basically, this was the progression of a function, and in India, that was the beginning. But fortunately, because I had joined Honda Cars, which and Honda was, globally they were one of the largest automobile manufacturer. They were very clear about the supply chain function, the logistic function, and its value. And I also, though, got into it accidentally, I would say, but I realized that logistic is a function. It's a pivot around whom the whole organization revolves, and I decided to build my career into it. And that's how I continued for last almost 36 years now. I went to Samsung Electronics when they were setting up their business in India, in ITC Limited when they were starting their lifestyle division. Then I moved on to Metro Cash and Carry from Germany. Then BigBasket.com when they were setting up their operations in the northern region. And then about almost a decade back, I joined Patanjali, and currently I'm working with them as the Chief Operating Officer. So in these 35, 36 years, I think the first 20 years almost were primarily into the supply chain, purchase, logistic function. Last 15 years had been more into the general management role, as I said so. So that had been the corporate journey. But again, one thing that I would like to share here for the benefit of all who are listening to us, that if you really see my career, there are two very typical, identifiable aspects of it. One, that I always joined an organization which was in the project phase. When you join an organization in the project phase, then you get very different questions to answer, like why, when, where, how, because it's not a running bus, it's not a running business. So you have to answer everything. If I want to build a team, what kind of team, what size, what level of people, what would be their background, what would be their experience, what would be their grade, salary, everything. Whereas in a running organization, you don't have to answer those questions. So fortunately, that went to my favor, that I learned. And second thing which I decided was that if I leave one company, I will leave that industry. If there is anything to learn, contribute in one company, because all of these companies were great in their own right. So basically, there were two aspects of my career which are, I think, very important for everyone to notice and understand. One, that when I left one organization, I decided to leave that industry. If there is something to learn and contribute, then each of these organizations were great in their own right. There was no reason to leave. But if I'm leaving, I never wanted to be called a automobile guy, a electronics guy, a FMCG guy. And that's how people are known in the industry, unfortunately, because they get restricted to a particular industry. Then what happens? Your learning also gets restricted. If you move from one industry vertical to another industry vertical, then your learning are unlimited, because you use that learning as well as the new learnings, and you become that much more richer. So if you see, first I was in automobile industry, then I moved to white goods or electronic industry, then I moved to fashion industry, lifestyle, then I moved to wholesale, then e-commerce, then retail, and FMCG. So there are only three channels: wholesale, retail, and e-com. I have worked in all the three. I have worked in automobile, FMCG, fashion, electronics. So I think that gives you a richer experience and exposure, and that is what I would like everyone to follow. Because instead of just being restricted to one domain and being a expert there, because then they regret at a later age that my exposure has not been good enough. Because if the recession comes in one industry, they find that they have no place in the market. So it is better to create our own value proposition, and that comes when you get that kind of a richer exposure.
Great, great. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your corporate journey with us. And now we'll be talking about your other self. I also know that you are a personal development coach. So I've got to know that you are a personal development coach. IKIGAI. You transform people, and you want them to find their purpose. So let's talk on that.
Yes, Babita. I think that's a subject which is very, very close to my heart. And that's what I do very passionately.
Yeah, and I also got to know that you are first certified IKIGAI coach in India. So that's also, quite an incredible, remarkable thing. So I would like to, touch some few points on that.
Sure. So basically, as I said that for last 15 years, I'm into a CXO role earlier, with Big Basket, and now here with Patanjali for last 10 years. So when you do get into this kind of a CXO role, primarily you play the bridge role between the employees and the management.
Yeah.
So on one hand, you are guiding, coaching your management. On the other hand, you are guiding, coaching your employees for the expectation of each other to bridge that. When I was doing it, I just thought that why I should not do it. Since I'm doing this role, I should do it in a more structured and professional manner. And I'm a lifelong learner. I'm very passionate about learning. So I thought why I should not do coaching. I should learn coaching in a structured way, because that's what I'm doing in any case. So I started getting into the coaching. So I did IAPCM certification, ICF certification, NLP practitioner. I did all those coaching programs. While doing that, somehow I got into Ikigai concept. Ikigai, as some of you would be knowing, and even the people who are not aware of it, it's a Japanese life philosophy. It's like we follow Gita in India, Shri Bhagavad Gita. The same way, it's a life philosophy. And there is a Venn diagram. That Venn diagram says that there is a sweet spot of passion, mission, profession, and vocation, and in between lies your ikigai, what the world will pay you for, what you are good at doing. But actually, that Venn diagram was designed by an astrologer. Okay, so it's not ikigai. It is a way of explaining it. It is one way, which is quite good way of explaining, but that is not ikigai. Ikigai is a complete life philosophy, how to get up, how to live in the life, professional life, personal life, how to eat, how to walk. So anything and everything gets covered into it, like Shri Bhagavad Gita. And most importantly, the most important aspect of ikigai is that what is the purpose of your life? You will be shocked to know that globally 80% people are not able to lead a life of purpose. We get into something accidentally and we start believing this is my life. So you will find, lot many women getting married, having children, and then they believe, okay, so this is my life. But there are many who get out of it, like you yourself. So there are many women who find their own identity, and the same happens with men also. That same happens with the children also. Today, what happens that because someone else has joined army, so I will also join army because he or she is a very good friend of mine. He or she is getting into medical, so I will also get into medical. He or she is becoming an engineer.
I'll also take commerce.
Correct. So, you don't have a purpose of your own. If just imagine that if Sachin Tendulkar wants to be an actor and Amitabh Bachchan would like to be a cricketer, how effective they will be. They would not have been the, star of the millennium and god of cricket. They are god of cricket or star of the millennium because they followed their own purpose, their own passion. So there are three things when we talk of Ikigai: purpose, passion, and potential. Purpose, passion, and potential. We all have our own purpose of life. We all have our own passions to follow, and we all have our own potential. So while Dhirubhai Ambani would have been different individual, and without having a Stanford or Oxford or Harvard degree, he created the empire, Reliance Empire. But Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani, as we all know, they were not able to hold that together. So it split it, though they were educated from Harvard and Stanford. So what typically happens is that it's not that what you want to be, it is what actually you have innate in you. So when you follow your passion, when you identify your purpose and you realize your full potential, then you lead a life of self-maximization. So if in my coaching, if you see, basically my academy also is known with the name Academy for Self-Maximization Private Limited. So it is Academy for Self-Maximization means that I try to help people find their purpose of life, enable them to follow their passion, and realize their full potential. So that's the complete journey. And when I was told that 80% people in the world are not able to lead a life of purpose, that is what is causing all this depression and negativity world over. And then I realized that I must follow that ikigai as one of the core subjects, because if I am able to enable people find their purpose and passion and potential, I think I will be able to add some value to their lives as well as some value to my own life, because that's the purpose of my life now. So in ikigai, I have found my ikigai.
Okay, so sir, what's your ikigai when you certified as an ikigai coach? So did it influence your personal and professional life? Did you find your own purpose through this? Can you tell us more about it?
Absolutely. As I said that in ikigai, I found my ikigai. Basically, because I have always been a very firm believer that we should first be a good human being before being a good manager, a good professional, a good husband, a good wife, a good mother, a good son. If you are not a good human being first, then you are pretending all the time. If I'm a good human being, I'm good from within, then I don't have to pretend. I will be a good father, I will be a good son, I will be a good husband, a good brother, a good boss, and a good team member, because I'm good from within. But the problem is that most of us do not work on that. And that is why the moment I came to know about Ikigai, I thought that, world at large is very good. But the problem is that people have lost trust in each other. Now, when I say they have lost trust in each other, somewhere more importantly, they start doubting their own selves. Why I doubt you? Because I'm not sure of my own judgment. Then only I will doubt you. If I'm sure of my judgment, then I will trust you also, because I trust my own judgment. But the problem is when we doubt someone else, actually we are doubting our own judgment. Now that is where I think it becomes very important. There was a very good survey done by one of the University of Canada almost 2 decades back. They asked one question to people from the developed countries, developing countries, and underdeveloped countries all over the world. The question asked was that what is that one thing that we all want? What should be the end goal of life? And the answer came, the first 2 points that came: happiness and satisfaction, contentment. Okay, these are the two things everyone wants in life. Happiness, at the end of the day, whatever you are doing, whatever I am doing, at the end of the day, we are not happy, it's meaningless. And contentment, the satisfaction.
Yeah.
Now, this was question number one. In the same survey, at maybe somewhere around 50th question was that if you get Aladdin's genie, what you will ask to get? You will again be surprised to know that no one asked for the happiness and contentment. What they want in their life. They said that is my goal. Everyone wants, 100% people want happiness and contentment. But when it came to Aladdin's genie, then the top three things that came up, what they will ask. Number one, money.
Money, yeah.
Number two, position and power.
Yeah.
Number three, relationships.
Wow.
Now, these were the three things that came up. Now, that is why it is called a theory of medium maximization. Medium maximization. It is also called happiness paradox. You want something else, but you are asking for something else. You are working for something else. How will you get happiness? You are not working for it. You are getting for money, but money can't get you happiness. So you will see even beggars at the road are happy, but you will see people even in Mercedes crying, or fighting. So what happens that we lose our core focus. What we wanted, we are not working for that. What we are working is not what we want. So when you see some celebrities getting heart attacks, committing suicide, and all those negative things happening all around us, somewhere we need to understand why is it so. It is primarily because there is a purposelessness. So I decided that in this world where 80% people are not able to get find the purpose of their life, I must enable them to realize their purpose, passion, and potential. And that's how I got into the Ikigai coaching, because Ikigai is the only one way, or one of the strongest and the most popular ways of doing it world over, to enable individuals realize their purpose, passion, and potential. And if that happens, then this whole negativity and depression that is there world over will start reducing if it does not end.
Very true, sir. That was quite, very, very valuable points that you discussed. Thank you so much for sharing those with us. Now let's come to your corporate life now. Like with Patanjali Foods, you are the chief operating officer and you're also the vice president. So can you tell us about your primary responsibilities at Patanjali Foods?
So, in one sentence, if I say what I do, which I keep sharing with most of the employees and my colleagues here, my job is to enable them do their job better.
Oh, nice.
So, if you really see, there will be a HR head, there will be a supply chain head, there will be operation head, there will be purchase head, there will be all functional heads are already there. The different business heads are there, and they are all expert in their own field. They have rich experience of 25, 30 years, and that's why they are there. So there is not much that directly in terms of physically supporting them in that. What it is that whenever they have a challenge, whenever they have a problem, now it can be an organizational challenge or it can be out of organization, the market challenge, the business challenge. So in whichever way, whatever becomes their bottleneck, my job is to help them to do their job better. And as the chief operating officer, that's what I'm doing. And as I joined the organization when we were probably around 5,000 crore, and today we are having more than 50,000 crore market cap. So I think we are doing a good job, and whatever I am able to contribute, I think that's helping the organization, building the organization in a better way, a future-ready organization. So that's my contribution.
Yeah, that's amazing, sir. So in these, you have over 3 decades of experience. So can you shed some light on the significant challenges that you faced and how did you overcome them?
In the corporate world?
Yeah.
The biggest challenge in the corporate world or real life? Actually, I always keep saying,
mix both of them.
Yeah, people say that we have to strike the work-life balance. Almost everyone agrees to that we have to strike the work-life balance. When I ask this question in any forum, that how many people believe that we should have the work-life balance, almost 100% people raise their hand. My next question comes that how many lives do you have? Then everyone says one life.
One life, yeah.
Now, if you have one life, how you are planning to strike balance between two lives? So the simplest solution is you don't have two lives. So work and life balance is not the right way of looking at it. You make the work life as the way of life. So if today Sachin Tendulkar does not have to do anything else than cricket, enjoy cricket and play cricket, or anyone for that matter, Amitabh Bachchan doesn't work just like that because he is following his passion. So what happens when we do something which is not in line with our requirements, our expectation, our natural personality, our innate self, then the problems start. So the most important thing is that the change is inevitable. Change is the only constant, as we all know. So the problem of change is something that we have to get over. We have to accept the change. Wherever we can change, we should change. Wherever we cannot, accept the change, so that you live a life without fighting with your own self all the time that I have to strike the work-life balance, I have to do this. So change is inevitable. Every 3 years, the whole global ecosystem is changing. Now, when the whole global ecosystem is changing every 3 years, you have to keep changing. You have to keep reinventing your own self. But that is where people get stuck. And I think the biggest challenge is that people are not open to change. Some people don't grow in their career only because they want to be in a particular place. I want to be in Bombay only. I want to be in Delhi only. I want to be in Haridwar only. I want to be in Indore only. Now, these are the things which restrict your career growth. When you get into the career, just see where your growth is and keep moving. Accept the changes. New challenges will be there, new learnings will be there, new opportunities will be there, and the new growth will be there. So it's all part of life.
All right. So, sir, my next question is, now we were talking a few minutes back, we were talking about Ikigai. So let's come to that. So how do you integrate Ikigai principles into your coaching and mentoring practice? Yeah, how do you inculcate that?
So as I said, there are 2 ways to look at it. One from the as a mentor, or second as a mentee, as a coach and as a coachee. Now, if you see as a coach, I'm coaching about Ikigai. So obviously, as I said that I found my Ikigai in Ikigai, that means my purpose today is to enable people find their purpose of life. So it's totally aligned as far as my thought process is concerned, my coaching is concerned, it's me. And I'm living with that. And that has my passion. That is where I'm able to realize my potential also. As a coachee, when someone joins this program, I have found people having a total transformation, because when they come, they are not clear about what they want to do, how they want to do it, and why they want to do it, right? So these are the questions which bother any individual: how, when, where, why. Now, when you know that this work-life balance is something that you don't have to focus, you rather have to focus on realizing your potential. It is the why I am doing it. Find your purpose first. And how to find your purpose? By following your passion. So anyone who is successful in life, see all around you, see any successful celebrity world over, you will find that they have followed their passion. When Dharmendra would have come from a village of Punjab, he was not knowing that he has to be the he-man of the industry and he will be there for the 60, 70 years in the film industry. He just followed his passion. As I know, you were one of the finalists of Miss India contest. I'm sure no one could have pushed you into it. It is your own passion. It is self-exploration. You wanted to know your own self, another dimension of your personality, and that's how it happens for most of us. So what I found that most of the people who join my program, when they come, they are not very clear what I want to do in my life and how I want to do that. How do I achieve that? Everyone wants to be a CXO, right? If they get into the corporate world, everyone would like to be, a star wherever they are. But actually, it's not that. If you really see, no one would have started with their focus to be a star. Sachin Tendulkar was just enjoying his cricket. Okay, so that's one example I'm repeating, but anyone who tries to follow his or her passion is how you get success. The aim is not that, but unfortunately, today, most of the people are not really enjoying what they're doing. They want to be successful. So success is something which, again, I remember, a dialogue in one of the recent movies, I think Three Idiots, that काबिल बनो, कामयाबी तो झक मार के तुम्हारे पीछे आएगी. लोग काबिल बनने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे, कामयाब होने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. And in the program of Ikigai, I tell them that what are your strength areas, how you can capitalize on that, what is your real self, what is your passion, why don't you follow that? The problem is, सुबह होती है, शाम होती है, जिंदगी यूं ही तमाम होती है. People are not really willing to invest in their own selves. We believe we know all, but that's the most dangerous situation, because you don't know what you don't know. And because of that, you get stuck. So I think the most important part in life for most of us is that how do you identify your own self first, explore your own self, different dimensions of your personality, follow your passion, and then you obviously reach the self-maximization.
So, sir, koi success story, can you share any success story of your student who was confused earlier, but after practicing Ikigai, he got his or her purpose, and now...
For me, there are many, but if I really say one statement will define that how many of them had been successful. Almost 50% of the people who have attended the Ikigai coaching program, today they themselves are the coaches. So that's the success. Okay. That means they realize their own purpose and they are helping people find their own purpose. So my objective today, my goal is today that by 2030, I want at least, 100,000 people to find their purpose of life. And they become coaches, because we are, 140 crore population. So we need more and more people to spread that positivity and purposefulness in the lives of people. So if 50% people themselves have become a coach, that itself is an indication that how firmly they believe in it and how much dividend that they had been able to derive out of it.
सही. सर, कोई misconception होता है लोगों को इकिगाई को लेकर? Any misconception that they have when it comes to ikigai or finding their purpose?
Absolutely. The biggest misconception, as I said, will you believe that the Western world has started believing that Venn diagram is Ikigai. And
Oh,
people
really?
in Japan, if you really see the people in Japan, there are so many coaches from Japan who talk about it, that this is not Ikigai. This Venn diagram was designed by an astrologer, Venn. So please understand that it is one way of one interpretation of Ikigai. It's not an Ikigai philosophy in itself complete. So I think that's the biggest misconception, that Ikigai is a framework. So I have written a book also with the name Ikigai is Ikigai. It's not a framework, it's a life philosophy. So I would urge everyone who wants to know about more about Ikigai, they should read that book. Ikigai is Ikigai. And it is available on Amazon, and it's very important for people to understand what Ikigai is. Otherwise, there is a misconception, and people have just started what we call the herd mentality. People have started believing that that Venn diagram is the Ikigai. That's not. That's the biggest misconception.
So, now let's talk about your Academy of Self-Maximization. So, you told me that, you wanted people to find their purpose, find their passion in life, then only they'll get that satisfaction and contentment. So, what was your inspiration? I mean, this was your inspiration behind founding Academy of Self-Maximization? Like you wanted people to find their purpose, or it was something more, or is there something more that you want people to know about themselves?
It was twofold, to be honest. One was there was a social perspective. The social perspective was to enable people, more and more people, find their purpose of life, follow their passion, and live to their potential, which is given by the universe. There is another business dimension also to it. I don't know how many of us are aware that coaching today is the second fastest growing industry after IT, information technology. After IT, coaching is the second biggest industry world over. And purpose is something which we all need, that had been proven. 80% people are not able to lead a life of purpose. That's proven. The data is available. So that means you are getting into a territory where there is a social dimension. You help people live a life of self-maximization. At the same time, it's a tremendous business opportunity also. So people who are getting into it, becoming coach themselves and imparting coaching, they are into a very niche market. Because today, unfortunately, what has happened, anyone and everyone has started calling themselves a coach.
Yeah.
So if I am a supply chain expert, I will say I'm a supply chain coach. I'm marketing expert, I will say I'm a marketing coach. But how many of them have actually learned coaching, the real coaching, and got their programs globally accredited or certified? Our programs are globally accredited and certified. What I thought that, when it's a mushrooming market, everywhere coaches are mushrooming. Everyone is a self-acclaimed coach. So how do you differentiate
Yourself.
quality?
Yeah, quality.
So to differentiate quality coaches, I think it is very important that you get into the proper accreditation and affiliation. So we got our program accredited by IAPCM, and then we launched it in the market. IAPCM is world's largest, oldest, and most valued coaching accreditation body from London. We did because we wanted it to be first accredited so that people get the world-class coaching. And that's how we started this Academy for Self-Maximization. So there is a social perspective to it, and at the same time, there is a big business opportunity also.
So अभी थोड़ा सा आपके corporate background पे थोड़ी बातें कर लेते हैं. Let's know about your role at Patanjali Foods. You were also into leadership. You are also strategic advisory. You are CEO. So obviously it's not easy to handle such a big company. So I would like to ask you, like with your extensive experience in strategic advisory, what do you believe are the key elements to building performance-oriented teams?
Very good question first, I must say, because this will help people learn something for sure. Get some insights. If it is nothing new that they will learn, but they will get certainly some reaffirmation. Any organization is built primarily on two pillars: process and people. You have to build very passionate and performing teams, productive and positive teams. And you have to define processes which are not only giving a strong foundation to the organization, but are also critical for a sustainable and scalable growth. So, people and process. And it's not that what is more important, both are equally important. Both are two pillars. If people are strong, they will build strong processes. And if processes are strong, it will make people stronger in their productivity. So these two, I think, are the pillars. What I have realized as a strategic advisor or as an employee or as a manager, whether it is a corporate giant like Honda, Samsung, ITC, or it is a startup where I work as a strategic advisor, problems are same, challenges are same, skills can be different. But what is most important, what is different is the attitude, the aptitude, the mindset. The bigger you are, you come with a solution mindset. And when you struggle, you come with a problem mindset. So it is very important that you should not waste your time, effort, and energy in something unproductive. You should invest your time, effort, and energy in something positive and productive. For that, it is very important that come with a solution mindset. People come, and there is a very good example, Jack Ma of Alibaba. He had said, when everyone is screaming about one problem, look it as an opportunity. Because you have two options. If 10 people are saying, हिंदुस्तान में बहुत गरीबी है, हिंदुस्तान में ये प्रॉब्लम है, यहाँ पे ये वो है, either you also join them, become the 11th person, and you also start cribbing, or you say that, okay, so this is the problem, what can be the solution, and become a solution provider. So these 10 people, in any case, you have a ready market, right? So it's only that whether you are looking at it as a problem or as a solution, as a challenge or as an opportunity. So that mindset is the most important thing. And the two pillars are the people and process. If you follow this basic, I think the positive mindset, people and process, you will find that everything else can be taken care very comfortably. You don't have to struggle on a transactional issue. You have to focus on the strategic issues. And whenever, whatever you are doing at whatever level you are, even as a management trainee, when we start our career, we must have the owner mindset. We should look that, okay, so this, and I should have that mindset that I have arrived, It's not that मेरा टाइम आएगा, टाइम कभी आता नहीं है, टाइम को लाना पड़ता है आज, अभी, it's here and now. That's also called the philosophy of mindfulness, right? Yeah. So it's here and now.
नहीं, टाइम को लाना पड़ता है.
टाइम को लाना पड़ता है. अगर आप ये सोचते बैठे रहोगे कि ऐसा होगा, then I will do that. So one of my very favorite couplet I would like to share with you. That जिस दिन से चला हूं मेरी मंजिल पे नजर है, जिस दिन से चला हूं मेरी मंजिल पे नजर है, मैंने कभी मील का पत्थर नहीं देखा, बेवक्त अगर जाऊंगा तो सब चौंक पड़ेंगे, मुद्दत हुई दिन में कभी घर नहीं देखा, ये फूल भला कोई मुझे विरासत में मिले हैं, ये फूल भला कोई मुझे विरासत में मिले हैं, तुमने मेरा कांटों भरा बिस्तर नहीं देखा, पत्थर ही समझता रहा मुझे मेरा चाहने वाला, पत्थर ही समझता रहा मुझे मेरा चाहने वाला, मैं मोम था उसने कभी छूकर नहीं देखा. So you see, basically life is very different than what we keep interpreting about it. You have to stay focused, stay positive, work for your goal with complete commitment, focus. There is no way that I can change my way of reaching my goal. Routes can be different, but my goal cannot change. If I am decided that I will be a good human being, then it's not that I will jump the red light. It's not that I will follow something which is not as. I have to be a good human being and a responsible citizen. If I do that, then I will be good in any case. So it's very important for us that we stay focused. When we do that, we stay focused, stay positive, and you will find that the world starts coming to your tune. झुकती है दुनिया, झुकाने वाला चाहिए. तो ये वैसा है, आपको कामयाबी मिलेगी, लेकिन आपका फोकस तो कामयाबी पे रहना चाहिए ना. आप रोज खुद अपने ही रास्ते बदलते रहोगे तो हाउ विल यू बी रीचिंग योर डेस्टिनेशन?
Okay, so sir, next question is, in your opinion, what are the biggest gaps in people's life today, and how can they bridge these gaps?
For me, the biggest gap is that that self-belief is lacking, and people doubt each other. That's why the world has become not that good a place as it is. Just to give you an example, if you go to, say, you are sitting on a Goa beach, and someone comes with a cold drink offering you, and the bottle of that cold drink is for, say, 50 rupees or 100 rupees. The guy does not have change, and you have only 500 rupees note with you. Most of the people will say, you first bring the change, then I will buy. Whereas, even if I give my 500 rupees to that person and he gives me the cold drink, he will positively come back and give me the change. People are not thief. People are not bad by nature. The world is good. The problem is, I don't trust people. There was a very good research done by one university. I don't remember the name of the university. There was a question asked that if you leave $100 in your wallet unattended, then what are the chances of getting it back? Okay. And almost 70-80% people had said that 90% chances are you will not get it back. Okay. So $100, and that test was done again world over, developed, developing, and underdeveloped countries. So chances was, or the prediction was, or the calculation was that 90% chances are not to get it back. But will you believe that 60% or 70% wallets had been returned back? Okay, that means world is not that bad as we take it to be. Yeah. We don't trust people. We don't trust each other. So I think today's the biggest challenge in the world, in the life of most of us, is we don't trust our own judgment. We don't believe in people. If we believe in people and we trust our own judgment, and we believe in our own selves and we trust others, you will find world is much better place to live. It is that negativity which is killing us. It is that negativity which is taking away all the joy of life, all the fun of life. We find very difficult to celebrate with someone. If there is a news that he has got an award, he or she has got this recognition, you will find many people not even looking into the details of it. Unless in India it is a cricket news or it is maybe some movie news. So most of the people will not even look at it. But if it is news of a rape or a murder or a robbery, then people are interested. Okay, kahan hua, kya hua? So it is the negative instinct which is killing the world. Otherwise, world is much better place, and I think that's the biggest missing link right now. The positivity, positivity, positivity. We have to live a life of positivity, and I keep saying, do all the good to all the people all the time. Do all the good to all the people all the time. As long as you are doing it, you will find your own life becomes much better, easier, more livable, and more enjoyable. So we miss it at our own unnecessarily.
So can you tell us about your courses at Academy of Self-Maximization? What kind of courses you are offering?
Right. So primarily there are two types of courses. Of course, the duration and the fee would be different, but there are two kind of programs. One, that you want to learn Ikigai for transforming your own life. The second is that you want to learn Ikigai to be a globally accredited coach yourself. Now, if you want to be a globally accredited coach yourself, then the duration is longer. The fee is different, but if you want to do it for yourself, then the duration can be 48 hours. So we can, when I say 48 hours, basically we have normally the 4 hour in a day kind of a program on the weekend. So weekend means 8 hours. So 4 weekends you can complete the programs. And if you want to be a coach yourself, then it can be 12 to 16 week program. Again, 4 hours, or we can at times, because if someone wants to be an Ikigai coach, then that we split in a larger time frame, so that the people absorb it better and it's more interactive. So we keep it restricted to 2 hours in a day on the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, they spend 2 hours. and then they are able to absorb, and of course then there will be various study material, etc., and they can visit the website and do the programs. And there are some additional programs also that come along with that, because once you do the Ikigai program, you also need to do the program on the coaching, which comes embedded with it.
Okay, and so how do you see this Academy of Self-Maximization evolving in next 5 years?
I see it growing multifold for sure, for two reasons. As I said, there is a social proposition and there is a commercial proposition. When I talk of social proposition, as I have shared already, if so much demand is there of getting into the realization of your purpose, passion, and potential for people to live a richer and fulfilling life, then the need is very, very obvious. And since when we talk of the commercial proposition, because globally it is the fastest growing industry, and you are creating a niche and you are getting into a globally accredited program, so there is no reason for people to unnecessarily waste their time, effort, energy, money in doing program from some institute or some coach who is only a self-acclaimed coach. Rather, it is better to learn it from a globally accredited institute, which is recognized in India also, so that you get a quality product and you are able to impart coaching which is of certain quality, which is of global standards.
Okay, and sir, what advice would you like to give to somebody who's looking to maximize their potential and find their purpose?
To Academy for Self Maximization Limited and meet
To
Dr.
join
Sanjeevv
Academy
Khanna.
of, you're saying to join the Academy of Self-Maximization. You'll advise him that.
True. Basically, you see, there are two parts of it. One is that hit and try method. Another is when you know certain. If you want peace, you will go to temple straight, right? Or church or a mosque, wherever you go. So basically, what happens? You need to know the right destination to get the right results. Otherwise, so when you know that there is the right place to learn and improve your life, build a better career, build a better personal life and professional life, then why to go here, there, and waste your time and money? Better come straight to the experts who are there for guiding it. Now, for example, if I have to learn something in terms of a beauty pageant, I will come to you because you have been there, done that. So for me, there is no reason to just keep going from here to there unnecessarily. It's better to stay focused, and that's my recommendation to everyone, that whether you come to Academy for Self Maximization or wherever, don't go to people who are self-acclaimed experts. Go to the people who have credentials to prove that they have been there and done that.
Okay, so I would like to ask you some of the books that you would recommend people to read, or some resources in your life that have left a deep impact on you.
As I said, I'm a very avid learner and avid reader also. So the list would be endless, but I have one of the book that I will recommend two books. One that I had written, Art of Self Maximization. Art of Self Maximization, why I would recommend is because it is my 35 years of corporate learning and my personal learning from my failures to my successes, why and how it had all happened, and how you can ensure that you don't face the same challenge and have a more satisfying, happy, and contented life. Okay, so I think that is one book which I very strongly recommend to everyone. And the second book which I believe has been very good is Shri Bhagavad Gita. Okay, because there are many books these days which of course different people recommend, but I think Ikigai is one philosophy, as I said, and Shri Bhagavad Gita, which are life encompassing books. It does not touch one aspect of your life, it touches each and every aspect of your life. So when we talk of the management philosophies or time management or any other subject, it is subject specific. The life enriching books, I personally believe, are the ones which encompasses the complete life. So for me, these two books are what I would recommend.
That's amazing. And sir, how do you balance everything in your life? There's so many responsibilities that you have on your shoulders, and then you are also running Academy of Self Maximization, and I'm sure you have other things too. So how do you balance everything?
We have almost
Like at
as
what
much
time
free.
do you get up? Do you have like a fixed timetable every day? How do you
Yes, I'm
manage everything?
extremely finicky about timing.
Okay.
I'm extremely uncompromising, I would say, when it
Oh,
comes
okay.
to time. I think
Nice.
that is where I save a lot of time.
Hmm.
So if I go to a party, I'm very clear that I am here to celebrate your that good
Achievements of
occasion.
yours. Yeah.
But I won't dedicate my whole life for that, right? So I won't go there and spend maybe 5 hours or 6 hours. I
Yeah.
will go for an hour. People who know me, they know that for me, 8 means 8, 8:15 means 8:15, 7:30 means 7:30.
Yeah.
So
It's
they tell
not
me
Indian
exactly.
standard time.
So yeah, so it's not Indian stretchable time, it is Indian standard time. And I hate people who come late and then blame it to the Indian standard time. It's not Indian standard time. Unnecessarily, we blame the whole country or the Indians for our own inefficiencies. So I don't support that. What I say 7:30 means 7:30. So people call me at 7:30 and they also know by 8:30 I will leave. Okay, so I think somewhere we need to have that kind of a discipline, and you have a lot of time then available. I'm telling you, whatever I am doing, I'm still having so much of time to do much more than what I'm doing.
Because you
And
value every minute.
sorry,
Because sir, you have this habit of valuing every minute.
every minute. So
Yeah.
as long as you are doing it, uh, you have a lot of time available. Because yeah, I spend about 8 hours, 9 hours here in my office. But then after that, I'm still having 16 hours available with me. So I think we all have that same 24 hours. But within the same 24 hours, how you make best out of the given time is stop wasting your time in something which is unproductive and unnecessarily. I don't wait for people. I don't make people wait for me, but I don't wait also. So if I go somewhere at a particular time, I will leave also at a particular time. So it's not that you don't start your function for 1 hour, so I will keep sitting there. No, I will go back after 1 hour, whether your program is started or not. So I think that is how you save time, and you use it for more productive and purposeful jobs.
Yeah. And so one piece of advice I would like to ask you to give to people who are setting up their businesses, who are aspiring to become successful in their businesses, like it could be in any industry. What piece of advice would you like to give?
Maybe two or three things I would like to say. One is that you should not be starting something by looking at others, that this concept is working for someone, so it will work for you also. You must see what problem you are going to solve for people. If you are going to solve some problem in some different way. So say people were buying grocery from retailers or wholesalers. Now, Big Basket started doing it in a different way. They started delivering at your doorstep. So
Yeah.
it's a problem. It's a different solution is being provided for that problem, right? So now you don't have to step out. The grocery is coming to your doorstep. The same way, anything and everything that you do, Ola, Uber, Oyo, if you see anyone, they have started identifying the same taxi drivers were there, but we were not believing them. There was no trust factor. They started aggregating them on a particular platform. Their credentials were recorded, a certain policy and a framework was designed. So that's point number one. You must solve a problem for people. The second and third, I have already spoken once, are the people and processes. What happens? No one knows all. Unfortunately, people who start business, they start believing themselves to be खुदा.
Yeah.
अपुनिश भगवान है. ऐसा नहीं है.
हाँ, ऐसा नहीं. सब कुछ सबको नहीं
हमें
पता.
बहुत कुछ आता है, लेकिन हमें बहुत कुछ नहीं आता है. We should know what we know and we should know what we don't know.
We should
And when
accept
we
it. Yeah.
know that what we don't know, then you identify the people who can bridge that gap. And then you start building a stronger team. And once you have the right team, then obviously you will have the right processes and you can build any business. The problem is that you cannot solve all the problem. You are good for certain things, but there are people who can complement that, and together as a cohesive team, we can be much more positive and productive.
So sometimes, if I even ask my younger self what should I have done differently, so I'll say that, okay, I should have been more courageous or taken more risks. So if I ask you any piece of advice you'd like to give to your younger self, what it would be?
Most, I think, importantly, what I would like to advise my younger self is that don't waste even a minute in undervaluing your own self, underestimating your own potential.
Right.
We all are uniquely placed and blessed. We have our own identity, but we dilute it in copying others. If I live my life my way right from the beginning, I am Sanjeev Khanna. That's my identity. That's my uniqueness. There is a Japanese philosophy called wabi sabi. It tells you how to live a perfect life with your imperfections. Okay, perfection is a myth. So if I want to be, if say you take example of any two individuals, say Andrew Agassi and maybe or John McEnroe and Ivan Lendl. Okay, so there was one player like Ivan Lendl who is a very mechanical kind of a player. On the other hand, you have John McEnroe, absolutely emotional, outburst, very pompous. So he was compared by someone as an aeroplane and a bird, both fly. But for an aeroplane, it's a mechanical activity, and for the bird, it comes naturally. So I think today, if I advise my younger self, I would like to be a bird, not an aeroplane. I don't want to work on something which I am not. Rather, I would like to build on what I have got, and that innate capabilities will bring the best out of me.
That's nice. Thank you so much. I think your entire conversation was very valuable. We have touched on so many points. First is it's very important to find your purpose, not to copy others. Third is, it's very important to find your own inner passions, and then Academy of Self Maximization. What are your goals? You help people find their ikigai. So there's so many things that we have focused on, and I think the entire conversation has been very, very meaningful. And resources that you shared with us, like you are an ardent follower of Bhagavad Gita, so definitely we'll also try following the advice given in that, and celebrate your imperfections in the end, as you said. So thank you so much, sir. That was quite inspiring. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you for having me here, Bhavita. Thank you very much. And some of your questions have made me also do some introspection. And going forward, I would positively like to work upon the areas where I feel there can be something better for people to have better takeaways. So thank you very much. Thanks for having me here. And thanks for this wonderful session. If you don't mind, before we wrap up, if I can also ask you one or two questions.
Sure.
Couple of questions maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So one which I would certainly like to ask you is that you asked me that question, but actually that stands very true for you also, that you have been juggling with lot many things in this, I think in a very young age, you have been doing so many things. Being part of the Miss India contest was probably one of your highlights. But along with that, you are into coaching of your own. You are an MC. You are a comparer, event manager. So you are doing so many things. What had been your passion, and what brought you here?
So my passion has always been speaking, talking. I wanted to be an RJ. Like when I was very young, maybe 16 years, if somebody asked me what do you want to be, so my straight answer was I want to be an RJ. So when I started RJing, I realized, okay, it is fine, but it's not a very well-paying profession. You don't get that great unless and until you reach a point where you are really famous and people like listening to you, and that'll take 5-6 years. So you can say I was a little impatient, and when I got into emceeing. So I realized you do an event, you get paid, and you get paid really well. And your communication skills matter, your engagement with audience, your crowd. So my passion was fulfilled there. So as you told that it's very important to find your passion. So I found my passion. My passion got fulfilled there. And because of this, this thing that I love it so much, it's very easy for me to travel, to juggle, to face any challenges, because this is something that I really love. I put my heart and soul to it. So that is why I was able to do everything, because I found my purpose, my passion, that I want to talk, I want to entertain, I want to be on stage, I want to have that spotlight.
So the second part of the same question probably is that what had been the highlight of your career or your this professional journey or your personal life till date?
Okay, so my highlight has been I've done more than 1,000 events with one of the biggest corporate companies in the world. So right now I did this event for Keysight. So Keysight is, when it comes to HR, they're one of the biggest in the world. So with Samsung, then Tata AI, all across the world I've done events. So I follow my passion. And now I've also established my coaching business, where I encourage MCs to come forward, and MCs or aspiring MCs, we can say. We can also say people who are still finding their passion. They can come forward, they can take coaching. They'll get to know what MCing is all about and what anchoring on stage is all about, how you can become a stage anchor, and how they can take this profession, how they can take it professionally. It's not a pastime, it's not a part-time profession. It's not something you take it as a hobby. It's a profession where there's a lot of potential. You brush up your skills, and sky is your limit.
Great. One more thing that I would like to know is that since you have participated in Miss India contest, and I think for any girl that is one of the biggest highlight of their personal life. So what took you there? What was the experience, and what you would like to share with the aspiring Miss Indias?
So I when I participated in Miss India, that time it was my dream, it was my childhood dream, that I want to see myself there on that stage, and I was very happy when I filled the form for Miss India Universe. Sushmita Sen, she was our mentor at that time. So when I got selected, I was one of the finalists amongst top 20 finalists in India. So when I got selected, I was very happy. But obviously there were some, I would say, sometimes you don't celebrate your imperfections. So when I didn't win the title, I was little disappointed, and I was very sad that I didn't win it. But I think at that time I should have taken that also positively, because at least I was a finalist. Becoming a finalist for Miss India is also a big thing. So I reached that, and I was amongst top. And I should have celebrated it rather than feeling sad, oh, I didn't win the title. I think I should have taken that approach little differently. And the message I would like to give all the aspiring girls who want to get into pageant or want to get into glamorous profession, go ahead. There will be many challenges. Of course, your parents have to be supportive, your family have to be supported, but it's very important to face your fears and go ahead, because this will only give you confidence in life. And later, if you have to do anything, you will get confidence from your own struggles and from your own challenges. Now, I can't teach you confidence. I can be a good coach to you. I can teach you how to believe in yourself. But unless and until you don't go and do it, you will not get that confidence.
True. I think this one point that you said is something very, very important for everyone to note, that today probably you may think that at that point of time you should have celebrated it more, because it was still a win. It was not a loss. It was a win. You are there, out of maybe hundreds and crores of people, and you have reached that level, and still if you don't celebrate that moment, because at the end of the day it's the whole experience that you have to celebrate, it's the whole learning you have to celebrate.
There's this very beautiful thing I read, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I read it somewhere. It was like you should always envision yourself from your future. Like vision, if you have to make your goals, make it by imagining or visioning your future, not by visioning your past. Because in past you would be having so many regrets. Oh, I should have done that. Like, oh, I should have celebrated more. I should have been taken more risks. But future is an entire possibility that you can do, and if you set your goals by thinking about your future, then you will be happier and more focused and more motivated to go and achieve them. So now I focus on that. Now earlier I was like, oh, I should have done that, I should have, but now I'm like, no, I can do it. I still can do it. I have a lot of time. There are not many people who are achieving success after 70 also. So
Yes.
that's
Yes. Very true. I think very well said. Now, one more thing. You said that now you are into coaching and you are doing a lot of programs for the prospective MCs, etc. What are the programs that you do, and what are the duration, and how one can do that?
Yeah. So first is, if you want to have if you want to have a basic idea what anchoring is about, how you can earn money out of it, and how you can make a career out of it. So there's a small program where there are recorded classes and we give you live sessions. So recorded classes is the basic like basic things that will teach you what you should remember while you are hosting a corporate event, what kind of things you should take in mind, what kind of events are there, and why MCs are there. So these kind of things you'll be getting in a recorded course, and we'll be having live classes where we'll be giving you live training, like you're going on stage and how you're presenting yourself, how you're preparing scripts, everything will be through live training. And once you do that course and you feel that you are ready for the industry, you can go ahead and you can start it. And we have one more course that is that's more in time, that's like a longer course, so that's around 2.5 months, where we focus on each and everything, how you make your profile, we focus on your grooming, what kind of dresses you should wear, how should you maintain your profile online, offline, like everything, networking, we'll be even giving you contacts. So we'll be setting up for your entire struggle, we'll be setting you up. So you're not alone, we'll be there with you, helping you in becoming a professional anchor, and you can start earning.
What would be the duration of the programs? 8-10 months? 10 weeks?
Yeah, that would be 10 weeks.
Okay.
The longer program would be 10 weeks. And the smaller program that we have, the live classes would go on, but you can finish it in 1 month also.
Okay, and these will be physical classes, or these are online?
Online classes, yeah.
Okay. So people from world over can do these programs.
Yeah.
Wonderful, great. And before we conclude our today's session, one important thing, anything that you would like to give as a message to the people, to the audience who are listening to us, any special message you would like to give, any specific learning that you would like to share with them?
Yeah, so I would like to tell them that you should have you should be courageous enough, and you should celebrate yourself every day, because usually we start comparing ourselves with others and we forget celebrating ourselves. So my message to everybody would be, celebrate yourself every day, no matter what other people are saying about you, no matter what kind of circumstances you have. Just be positive and celebrate your spirit, celebrate yourself. You are alive, and you are happy, everything is going perfect. What else you want? Challenges to aate jate rehte. So that's part of life. One should be positive, like very positive.
Wonderful, wonderful. Really appreciate, and I really see a very mature head on young shoulders. Really appreciate that. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.